What?
If they could only just move Nyege Nyege to Busia, I would go.
What do you have against ginger?
No, like it's in Uganda.
Okay, fair.
Anyway. Welcome to episode 2 of Breaking Hertz. With me, it's your boy Hafare, aka Mr. Metronome, aka your girlfriend's boyfriend, aka Rodney Malik Casino with a K. And with me as usual,
It's Sookie. What's up?
aka
Sina ma aka. Niko na AKAs. Anita, aka Sookie M, aka
Anita ni jina kwa
aka
Anita ni jina kwa serikali, it doesn't count.
Yes, aka.
Your government name does not count as an
Kuna
AKA.
jina yangu ya gava select.
Nimeharibu. Sue me then.
Fair.
Joining us today, it's you guys, the wonderful audience.
Yeah.
Thank you for 3K views, I'm guessing, to record the episode.
Numbers.
Numbers, like Larry June would say, numbers. We appreciate everyone who watched, everyone who tuned in, everyone who retweeted, everyone who shared.
Do.
And I hope you're with us for the long run. We'll be here for as long as we can, until the wheels fall off. Or Jimani kicks us out, whichever comes first. Until the wheels, yeah. And we really appreciate it, all the kind words. Again, like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good shit, by the way.
Thank you so much for the support.
Yes. And also catch everything else that's on the channel. The mics are open. The Wildcat, shout out to Venant. He knows what he's doing. Apparently, he has saved my FPL team. As in, allegedly. And so, what are we talking about this week?
Okay, so I think we'll get right into what we've been listening to. From new releases to just about anything that you came across. You can name your top 5, top 10. Juni Mopia, I feel like last week had a lot of music.
That's the thing. I feel like last week I was a bit caught up, so I didn't listen to as much as I would have wanted. But I still did listen to a few things here and there, a few drops. Again, my favorite one, age, sex, location.
Oof. Ari Lennox.
Ari Lennox, yes.
Why are you being weird on me? Wait.
If you like old school R&B,
She really laid it.
if you like unajua how like smooth velvety chocolate, like if you want like music that you can pour candle wax all over somebody's back.
It's just a dash of toxicity. Just a dash. Just enough to make her interesting.
Yeah, it is chef's kiss. Chef's
Kiss.
And you know what I really liked? It was not too long. It was
True.
12 tracks of like, basically, because I saw a whiteboard that she did where she had like 80 tracks recorded for the album. Choose the best 12. You can now put out a bonus edition or a deluxe edition later, but the best 12. Give me a tasting menu of your finest items, please. Sindio? It's like I'm in a high-end restaurant. Naonja tu, nafurahia.
True.
The flavors are dusting on my tongue. Yeah, that was that. And again, that is if you want to listen to anything that we're recommending, listen to that.
Yeah.
There's a Kenyan artist who put out an album recently, Emmy Muthiga. It's called Free. I don't know if this is the same Emmy who was signed to Taurus Music a few years back. It might be, might not be, but you can tell even by the songwriting, this is a more mature person, like a more mature singer. She's singing about a very, personal Kenyan themes.
Yeah.
And I really liked it. It's I think 7 tracks long, 16 minutes listen. It's something you can, when you're getting your workout in, going to work, or just like even unaisikiza tu when you're making food. It's an interesting take on the Kenyan female pop star, and I liked it. The first song, kwanza, it feels gospelish, but it's not.
It feels gospelish, but it's not.
But it's not. And then I think the other thing of note I listened to this week was Black Vladimir by Mayhem Loren and Darinja. For those who don't know, Darinja is the in-house producer for Griselda Records. Mayhem Loren is like an Action Bronson associate. And by the way, I love food raps. I love food raps. Like, look at me, I'm not fat by accident. I love food raps, but it can only go so far because that album is like 20 tracks long, and inafika point where it's just food raps and a bit of, it's luxury living and everything, but it gets tired. Like, it gets really tired. Like, if you got track 16, you're like, okay, I'm tired. I'm ready for this thing to stop. So I would recommend it, but I wouldn't recommend it as much as I would want to, because Mayhem Loren has put out some really good projects in the past, but This one, not his best. The production is good though. If you like that very sparse, very metallic, industrial type of hip hop beat, you'd love this. Yeah.
It's dope. Hey. So I woke up today thinking about how much music that I enjoy like came out last week, and like how little time I have to consume most of it before like the replay value starts to erode. But I divided mine into 2 groups just because I feel like there's some that I can just mention, and then like the others that have like more interesting tidbits, because I didn't want to just listen to it. I wanted to find as much as possible about what was going on in the project. So which one should I start with, the standouts or the spiritual experiences?
Dealer's choice, by the way. Me, I don't know what your emotional range on this is. So
Okay, fine. Last week, Asake released Mr. Money with the Vibe.
Asake is a
Very good album.
He's coming by there.
He really
He's
is.
coming. Like 2-3 years, he'll be on like another level.
Western Season 3 also came out, and Viri has a song on there. Viri, the storyteller, you will always be famous. Honest is a really good song from there. Rosalia.
Oh, Motomami Deluxe.
Motomami Deluxe.
Oh, okay,
came out last
but
week.
Motomami still top 10 album this year. Let's just keep it out there.
There's a live version of La Fama on there that I think would be interesting to listen to.
Okay.
Also, you're talking about Age, Sex, Location having 80 songs and her deciding that she wanted to have 12 for the project. There's also this EP, I think it's about 6 songs long, called The Away Message.
By who?
Ari Lennox still.
Oh, okay.
So I listened to that while I was waiting for Age, Sex, Location to come out. It kind of really flowed. Octopizzo's live album as well came out last week. You want to say?
I've never been the biggest Octopizzo fan.
No, but like when it comes to live albums, you need to give him just an ear.
Okay. I'll give it like I really fuck with his beat selection.
Yeah.
Like I always find like he knows how to choose beats, and then he says the weirdest shit on those beats, and it's like, what's to go? He's like the reverse Nas. You know the way Nas doesn't know how to choose a beat. Nas will walk into the studio and choose the worst beat ever made in the history of mankind, and then be like, yeah, this is the one I want.
I mean, like at the end of the day, siniana jiaminia. So
Nisit naskiza.
okay, fair.
But I'll give it a shot on your recommendation.
Thank you. Also, just because Beneath the Baobabs is a really great like venue in terms of like just the way that things sound from there. Like whenever I hear a live version of a song from Beneath the Baobabs, I'm like expecting some really good quality. Might be the artist's fault, might be the venue itself. Who knows? Who else released something that I've listened to? Oh, Groovy Jo, the Groovy Way. The Groovy Way is a really good project. I like her easy flow. I really like how easy she is on the beat. Her vocals also, she has like this very dulcet bass type.
Dulcet. You learned a new word, by the way. When you're mnaskiza, that's a new word.
Yeah.
Improve your vocabulary.
Okay, I'm almost done. Oasis Park 3, Jinku, on your recommendation as well. Listen to it along with Greentea Peng's Greenzone 108.
I saw Blinky tweeting about Greentea Peng.
Yes.
And I don't know, Greentea Peng was one of those avocado toast singers. She's one of those.
But she's so good.
No, but she has that, that voice.
She's so calming.
Avocados and bananas. I do not like that voice. It puts me off so much, and it's such a British thing.
But it's the content. Yeah, it's a British. Okay, yeah, you actually don't like a lot of British music, do you? That's another thing I've noticed about your tastes.
As in, when it comes to matters regarding the British, I stand with the Irish.
The Queen is dead.
The Queen is dead. We don't have to. She's not important.
Yeah, we don't have to actually. The Queen is dead, and
I am not a lawyer based in Karen.
Sampa the Great has risen. She dropped As Above, So Below.
I was gonna listen to that last night.
Yeah.
Then I fell asleep.
It's really good.
Leo Siku, that's on my rotation.
So for those who don't know Sampa the Great, she's a Zambian rapper based in Australia. And what I like about this project is she introduced a a genre called, okay, not introduced, she has used it several times, like over the course of her discography. But what I liked about this one is it coincided with somebody sending me a documentary about Zamrock.
You sent me like an hour ago. Like, again, remember, we're recording this on Monday.
Yeah, but what I found interesting about Zamrock from watching that documentary is that apparently a lot of like musicians that did psychedelic rock in Zambia in the 70s would come to Kenya to press their vinyl at River Road. So River Road was like not just the center of Benga, but like the center for a lot of people to come and get their music pressed into vinyl copies that they could take now back to, to the clubs where they would
in Zambia. But
in Zambia.
I can't blame them coming to Nairobi. There isn't anything
really
in
hard.
Zambia, by the way. Like Zambia is like a one-horse town. Imagine if a one-horse town was a country. That's Zambia. And I'm sorry to my Zambians out there, by the way. Like, you should move to Kenya. Be a bit proud of where you came from. In that case, that would be Kenya.
It is. Because I feel like the Zambians really, they've always been onto something. Like, is it called Super Mazembe? Actually, Super Mazembe moved here at some point because of just, they needed to be like, they needed that proximity to where the music was going to be pressed.
Mm-hmm.
Without deviating, I just want to talk about this band called Witch, which she features on
the album.
Mm-hmm. On the album, there's only one surviving member. Apparently, the Zambian music industry was ravaged by AIDS, so a lot of the artists kind of died off from that. Please
AIDS.
No,
I'm just shocked. Like, it's AIDS. And Austin is telling me no. Okay, let's keep it going.
Surviving member Emmanuel Jagari Chanda, I'm presuming, is part of Sampa's album. So just check it out. I feel like if you're looking for a new sound that would help you feel closer to your African roots, if that's the kind of listening that you do, then she's the right person to listen to. She collabs with Joey Badass, Koji Radical, Angelique Kidjo, who you recently said is irrelevant.
How old is she?
Who cares? She's ageless to me. Her music is fantastic.
I have radical opinions regarding age, but remember what I told you, that I believe there should be an maximum voting limit, age limit voting, but that's for another day. Yeah. Anyway, you've listened to so many things this weekend. So yeah. Now, how many of those will you even go back to?
A bunch of them, because I've gone back to Sampa's project twice now. Greentea Peng, especially for evenings, I found that that's the time I want to play it the most. I'm trying as much as possible to take things slow with the music that I'm listening to right now, because I feel like if I keep consuming quickly, I'm not really going to internalize what any of these artists are saying, and it takes time to make.
That's a really big problem, because you only get one shot when you're listening to music, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because people have, and it's such a weird thing. People have their own time to do their own things, but you dedicate a certain amount of time to go through a project, and then form a first opinion, yeah, and then that first opinion will be the basis you use to go back to listen to it again, and that's why it's really hard to be able, and that's a really dangerous thing, by the way, just going by your first listen, first opinion, because you might listen to something the first time, and you won't like it, but it might grow on you.
It might grow on you. You might find different favorites every time you listen to it. You might hear a different thing that the artist had done. I'm all for taking your time with things, going back, listening, re-listening, reading reviews.
Do you know an album this year that happened to me like that? You wouldn't believe. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers.
You're Lini Peter. I'm not gonna lie.
No, for real, when I was listening to Mr. Morale the first time, I was like, this is okay. But this is not 5 years worth of waiting, okay? People have waited 5 years for this album, and this is the best you could do. But then I listened to it the first time, listened to it again and again, and then I came to realize it isn't I was looking at it from a very different perspective from what I should have been looking at it from. And in the end, it grew on me, by the way. But there's so many records I've listened to this year, and I'm I don't have the energy to go back. Because there's only so much time.
And there's always a new project.
And there's always a new project. And there's always all the projects in the background. I'm still listening to albums from 2007, 1982. There's still all that, and then there's still always new music coming out daily. So how much time will you really dedicate to one project, dissect it completely?
True. Although I feel like with projects like Renaissance and others, like people have also just gotten to the point where you see that like you can revisit an album as many times as you want in each day, just to capture that feeling of the time that it was released.
But again, I think that is like that's a privilege afforded to established artists mainly.
Yeah.
People who have like their quality level is just, like mnajua, he won't let you down or she won't let you down, because when it's a new artist, you're gonna listen to it just once, and that's gonna be
your opinion of that body of work.
That's gonna be it.
Yeah, it's not fair.
But I understand it shouldn't be like that, but it is. That's how life is, maze. As in, ikitu ni unfair.
Oh my goodness. Okay, let's go.
What are we moving on to next? Because we apparently we have show notes. We have a list of things like we talk about. We just don't come in here and just start speaking. We are professionals. God damn it.
We professional.
Yeah. Let's go now. Our sister country, who I personally believe we should invade and liberate, Uganda, have their annual like
Schrodinger's festival.
Yes, Schrodinger's festival exists in a state of superimposition of it happening and not happening. Nyege nyege for all of you
We're
who
huge
don't
fans
know.
of Nyege.
I've never been, by the way.
I've also never been. I'm a peripheral fan.
No, like as in
also just what?
If they could only just move Nyege nyege to Busia, I would go.
What do you have against Ginger?
No, like it's in Uganda.
Okay, fair.
Anyway, so Nyege nyege is a big ass festival. It's like I think the biggest festival we have in Eastern Africa.
It is, yeah.
It's really big. It's from the people who have gone there. It's really fun. Considering alcohol is really, really, really cheap in UG.
Sponsored by Waraji, the drink you should always try once. Possibly.
What the fuck do you mean only try once?
No, you should just try it once. I don't advocate for like repeat. Okay.
What?
Let me not get
Me nimekunywa mara mingi. Is something wrong with me?
I can't.
Anyway.
I said always try one, so you can drink it whenever you want.
So the festival was gonna happen, then it was cancelled.
It's still going to happen.
For morality reasons. Uliona? It was cancelled for morality reasons, that we do not want immoral people. And you know, their version of morality is what the Bible says.
Yeah.
Like if you're worried about people being naked, Africans have been naked for longer than we've had clothes.
True, but it's the one thing I saw on the Nyage page. They were like, just do whatever you want, but do not come naked. And it's like, checky, it's a festival. It's 3 days.
These niggas are on drugs.
Raining. Why? Like I'm going to come as I am. I'm going to come as I am.
My homie was going to Nyege, babe. She's carrying a box of condoms. The debauchery that is going to happen over there, you cannot limit it.
No.
These people are going to like it's an assault on the senses. Every sense you have, that's the point of the festival. You have to go eat, smell, feel, hear, see.
True.
It's a whole like ball of things.
Don't let moral puritanism kill a good festival.
Exactly.
A good festival. Music tourism. You want to kill music tourism because you want to Bible thump.
Because you want Jiminhoff to be happy. Guy, my name drop nani. Anyway, they uncancelled it, but do they have caveats?
Yeah, they have caveats. Like that's the one I was mentioning about them not being naked. About people not showing up naked was one of the ones that like I saw as like a highlight. So I'm just waiting to see how the government will respond once people get there. But
it's the Ugandan government. You know they'll respond in only one way: brute force.
Facts. But I just like for the love of everything, whoever's going, please stay safe. As far as artists, Butros will be there, Kaneda will be there, X-Ray wa Boondocks Gang will be there, Benzema will be there. Kuna watu wengi watakuwa.
And you know, all those artists artists were hype na sherehe. Like those guys are there to bring life to the party.
What I would give to watch Buti in Uganda. Strapping engine.
Sookie is having fun.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but again, remember,
regardless, have fun.
You can be naked, just don't get caught. Remember, that's my advice.
It's only illegal if you get caught.
It's only illegal if you get caught. But again, respect the rules. Enjoy yourself. Do not drown. I think there's a lake near there or a river. Do not drown. Get home safe. Me actually, I wanna go to Nyege Nyege, but I wanna go when like it's not as touristy as this year, because you know COVID Siwali stopped because of COVID.
Yeah.
It's been like 3 years since the last one.
But
So
it gets more touristy every year. Like,
no, I think this year is more touristy than any, because there's so much hype of even people who would never go there initially. Wanataka tu kuenda because it's now become this mythical thing that happened years ago. It's like Oktoberfest that's coming. I really want to go for this one because the last one was amazing. Nakwambia, the last one, I was going for a meeting at 7 or 8 a.m. I had a meeting at 8 a.m. at work, and I was leaving Ngongres Coast at 5 a.m. Didn't even sleep that Monday. I told you this story, Austin. So yeah, if you're going there, be safe, have fun, enjoy yourself.
Don't be naked, but like if you're naked, don't get caught.
Yeah.
Those are the ground rules.
Speaking of somebody who likes to be naked, I want to talk about Azealia Banks. Now, again, this is a very. I know you didn't want to talk about this. I know, but I have to.
That's my girl. I will fight for her.
I will fight for her too.
Her.
But there are some fundamental truths that we must dig deep and expose them.
Okay.
The people who are watching.
Let's go.
And for anybody who doesn't know who Azealia Banks is an extremely, extremely controversial artist who holds extremely controversial opinions, which almost always end up in homophobia. Have you noticed? True. Every time she starts a rant on anything, it always ends with her talking about gay men. And I've never understood why. Like, she could be talking about any random subject and then it always ends like, but these guys are gay. That's why they're being fucked over in the music industry. Or the music industry is full of secret gay people. Your favorite rappers are all gay. That's everything she does. But at the same time, she's an incredibly talented artist.
She is, and some of her opinions, besides the ones that are like problematic, can be very true or like correct. There are things that people would want to say, but they are afraid of saying, and she's just kind of there with her chest, laying it bare the way people are.
Her recent rant on Kanye West was so on point.
It was
so on point. Until she started just, she starts really, really well and then veers off into just rampant homophobia. And I get it, but like that's who she is, and and
she keeps responding somehow. Like there's a science to there's a science to how she keeps.
Is this a video game? At the end, I respond. And I will leave anatokea at another location. Is this GTA? Anakuwa wasted alafu anatokea kwenye hospitali.
No, like everyone's saying that she's a problematic fave. Her and Doja Cat, they seem to be
Doja isn't as
crazy.
Doja isn't as problematic. Doja is problematic in the sense that Doja is an internet troll. He's like Lil Nas X.
Problematic to herself, or like harmful to herself, not to the general.
Like we can always just laugh it off, like, haha, that's just Doja.
Yeah. Like actually, Lil Nas X is.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like they do problematic, like weird shit. Like that might offend a few people here and there, but at the end of the day, you're like, that's just who she is. Azealia Banks slaughters chickens in a closet.
Oh my God, I remember when she cooked her cat's head.
Yeah. Someone is crazy. She practices voodoo.
She boiled her cat's head. What was she doing that day? Anyway.
But now here comes the thing now. How far do you have to go to separate the art and the artist? Because as much as I fuck with Treasure Island, which, hey, my God. If you're listening to this, by the way, just go queue up Treasure Island by Azealia Banks. Amazing, amazing song. Probably the most listened to song I had in 2018. Amazing song. Like, she made Treasure Island, she made 2 and 2, she made Fantasy, she made Hannah Winter, she made all this. She was doing this house shit before, like, Beyonce decided, hey, let me hop on it.
Oof, ATM Jam, Pharrell, Ketranada.
Studio. Like, she's been making great, amazing music.
Ketranada's flip, rather. But, like, yeah.
But at the same time, she kills chickens, like, in closets. She boils cat's head. She has a beef with Elon Musk. Who has beef with Elon Musk? Okay, a lot of people. But why her? So it comes down to the point where do you separate the art from the artist?
I love her art. I love her as a person. I feel like
as a person.
No, listen.
Wait, we'll get cancelled, but in episode 2.
I'm giving credit where it's due. Nobody ever gives her the grace that people give Kanye for her bipolar disorder. no one ever says she's having a manic episode or something like all these excuses that people make for Kanye to continue supporting him. No one ever says that about Azealia. That's why I fight for her.
Okay, that's a valid point. I did not know that.
Sometimes maybe she's not saying things because she believes them. Maybe she's saying them because it's a belief that she has held in the course of. But acha nsiongezea hapo. It might be a projection. That's just what I think.
Me, I came to realize like I really have to separate the art from the artist, because like if you really hold those artists like up to the light, every one of them is horrible. There are very few artists who are genuinely good people you would want to be around and hang out with.
Yeah.
Each one of them, like on a fundamental level, kuna a basic difference between you and them that you cannot overcome. So I decided that at some point, like we will have to separate the art from the artist. I'll just listen to their music, but kuna exceptions, like when R. Kelly's song come on, maze, like it's the remix to
that one, and you're like, that one I draw the line. Nah, it's inspired by something that the artist has done that was wrong, so I would not listen to that. That's why I draw the line. Azealia Banks is singing about her cunt getting eaten.
Yes, that's the difference. Like Treasure Island is like, ooh, it's. I tell you, that song is like seeing heaven. You come out to rumbetas in Ali, and then the angels come down. It's like the seraphims coming to carry you into the grace of the Lord. That's how good that song is. But again, you cannot get away from the fact that the woman who made that song boiled
her cat's head,
and killed chickens in a voodoo ritual in some closet. And I'm not lying, by the way. This is all on the internet.
The less you know.
The less you know. So yeah, like you could be vibing to a song.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, but this dude like is wanted in Poland for having sex with a 16-year-old. You're like, fuck.
A lot of music starts to suck when you do
that. You have to separate the art from the artist.
Which means artists also just have to behave, I guess, at the end of the day.
But will they?
But yeah.
They won't. If you had all that money and all that fame, like you start to believe that you're above everybody else. Anyway, kwa ni msanii unasikiza by they behave. Kutakuwa na prefect very soon. So unajua nani ni president sahi? Kiboko.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I really don't want to spend a lot of time on that.
We'll get into Black Americans and Afrobeat. Is it cultural appropriation?
I asked this question because the other day, Justin Sky, who you may or may not know of, most people would know her as a one-time whiskey girlfriend.
One-time Giveon girlfriend.
Giveon, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it was so dramatic the way they broke up.
Yeah.
I guess they had like a song run where they were like writing to each other or like writing about each other.
That is some cornball shit, by the way. Don't do that.
Like we're really back in the golden age of music where like
everyone is heartbroken and on drugs.
Exactly.
Here's my point. She made the songs. She covered Kulosa, but she made it her own. And Nigerians were very, very angry online regarding that cover. But I understand, Nigerians are very protective around Afrobeat because let's be honest, there isn't much to be proud of in Nigeria. No. So they really hold on and fight for what is theirs, Sindio.
Oh my God.
Now, I saw somebody saying that is cultural appropriation. And I was like, really? Is it? Like a black American doing Afrobeat? I understand that it's the American way to steal things that don't belong to you.
Yeah.
And just make them worse. Ask yourself anything Americans have made better that they stole. Even the land, they've ruined the actual country. And they stole that from Native Americans.
New York pizza, I don't know.
Pizza is better in Napoli. Nakwambia, pizza is better in Napoli than New York. Anyway.
Facts.
It's the American way to just take things that and then make it American. That's why there's Mexican food and then there's Tex-Mex food. And Mexico is literally their next door neighbor. But is it really cultural appropriation?
Okay, I'm going to say yes and no. No, because I feel like the way that we know music or like the nature of music, it's something that can be transferred. Like people are allowed to get inspired by songs that are made in a certain country, whether they have anything to do with them or not. And they can decide that they're going to be inspired to make a song in that genre. That has been happening since, we've just talked about Zamrock. Zamrock is people listening to Jimi Hendrix and saying, like,
let's do this.
Let me do this, but like in my native language. Let me make it my own. But like we can point out where exactly the problem is, which is this pedestalizing of music when a Western adjacent artist or someone that has visibility in the West takes on the song. Like, why do you need to put Ed Sheeran on a song so that it can be a banger enough to be noticed by Billboard? Why do Billboard feel like they want to recognize Beyonce or somebody else for like the elevation of Afrobeat when there are artists that, you know, have like they've been clearly documented as the originators of the sound? When you don't give credit to the people that made the sound, of course they're going to feel offended when you take their sound and decide that you can make it better, because you're not really listening to them. You're trying to transplant your own ideas into it. So is it cultural appropriation?
I don't think it is.
But
I'm probably in the corner of no, because again, when you say it's music, like music spreads and people interpret it the way they want. Like even like, can you say Calligraph is a cultural appropriator because he's been using an accent for 11 years? Austin is saying yes. Yeah, like would you call Calligraph a cultural appropriator because he's been using an accent? No, you can't.
You'll say that's an influence. You'll say, you know, like these are his influences. This is where he borrows his style from. Nini. If that's something that we can say, then
is the whole Kilimani scene an any cultural appropriation?
Exactly.
Because those guys don't rap about anything that happens in Nairobi. They live in a bubble. But again, it's not cultural appropriation. It's just influence. They're influenced by certain artists, and then they...
I mean, they're drinking konyagi. That's pretty Nairobian.
And by the way, fun fact, do you know what the guy on the konyagi bottle, the guy who's doing this, what he's called?
What's his name?
It's called Mzaramo.
Mzaramo boys.
And now, do you know what Mzaramo means? Mzaramo means somebody from Dar es Salaam. The more you know. Remember, we just don't talk shit on this podcast. We educate you too.
We educate you. You learn something by the end of it.
Sindio.
So it's not cultural appropriation, but you understand the offense.
Yeah, and okay, I still feel like people got mad over nothing. This is just a woman covering a song. Like you go to a Nairobi club right now, you'll find people covering songs from the 70s and 80s, American songs. Yeah. Like unasikianga siku ya live band, they're not going to sing Miriam Makeba. Utasikia watu wanaimba Phil Collins, Huey Lewis and the News. Like they're covering songs that we grew up with, like Tina Turner and Toni Braxton. That's who they're covering in the club. Like, and you are there, you're vibing. True. And they're giving it their own cultural, like, African spin. It's the same thing.
But I think with Justin Sky, it's just the fact that yes, she's very visible on Western platforms, and also did she give credit? Did she give credit? That's another thing.
Is she visible on Western platforms?
She's visible enough for people to be angry that she has taken.
No, people are angry because it spread, it went viral. But maybe that was the reason. Maybe it's like they were marketing like a new Justin, like they were trying to put her back in the public consciousness. That could be a reason. But
it also coincided with Giveon himself recognizing that Kulosa was a song that he liked.
Yeah,
so it was like, I don't know.
And again, I really want more established artists to jump on Afrobeat songs.
Yeah.
Not as like...
Not Selena Gomez though, not you. Not you.
Rema would say...
Not you.
What did Selena Gomez do to you?
Not you, girl.
Not you? Anyway, like... When you are to Essence, would not have been as big as it was without the remix.
But
again, you know how many like 19-year-olds went to listen to that song because of a Justin Bieber feature?
Nah.
Essence would not have been as big as it was without Justin Bieber.
I do not listen to the Justin Bieber.
No,
you know that TikTok about it, I'm listening to a nice song and then I hear this grating, irritating. Yeah, that's.
You might not have listened to it because again.
I've already attached feelings to...
and you're exposed more to the original.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, there's a whole ass mass market out there that
would not have received the song if this particular artist was...
And the only reason they picked the song is because this one artist was just like, the byline was featuring. Same with movies. Movies will always cast a big name actor, even in a small role, and then put their name in like on the poster, jina ya kwanza, no matter how small the role is, because of the fact that this artist or this actor is going to sell tickets. So Justin Bieber aliyekwa tu hapo because the label knew that this song is a great song, but it's going to be hard for people to listen to it without a name attached to it. The label, like you could be thinking like, oh, Selena Gomez and Rema meeting, is like you don't want that to happen. But for Rema, the label and everyone
it's
involved,
actually a boost for him. Yeah.
it's a good business decision. Burna Boy and Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
Ed Sheeran is like a sure bet number one. You want a number one record, just give Ed Sheeran. Beyonce got her first number one in 12 years because of, and it's not even her song, she was duet.
Yeah.
Her first number one in 12 years because of Ed Sheeran. Like on a business level, on like business marketing, Nini.
That kind of cross-pollination works.
It works really well, and it exposes a whole new audience to your music.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure somebody in Fiji was listening to Essence.
True.
Would they have listened to Essence without Justin Bieber?
I feel like that's kind of the problem that I'm pointing out, that they should still be able to pick up this music as it is without there needing to be a blockbuster artist supporting it. But if that's what's needed, like
that's how the game is, by the way. Like it's unfair, like, yes, but them's the rules. It's unfair, but that's how the business is. It works in that specific way, and it needs to change. But for the time being, we have to play the game to win. We have to
play the game, yeah.
Yeah, we have to play the game to win. Okay. So yeah, I don't think it's cultural appropriation. Nigerians had no reason to be angry online, but that has never stopped them. So yeah, shout out to Justice Sky. I don't think I'll listen to your next project, but keep doing you. Anyway, so there's the last thing I want to talk about. Recently, I was on Twitter, as I usually am, like you know, looking at memes, enjoying myself, and then I saw, a link to a song. I clicked it. The song is called Hongera Mamangina. Then I was sitting there wondering, why would anyone make this song? Like, what has Mamangina done to deserve a song called Hongera? Do you know how powerful the word Hongera is?
True.
Hongera, that word, it carries weight. It feels so heavy. You can be Hongera, you feel like you have achieved something. It's like you've climbed Mount Everest. It's not just any word. Hongera. It's so soft. It rolls off the tongue. Inakufanya usikie vizuri. Why does Mamangina deserve that word?
Also, I need you to explain to me, because like you're the one who sent me this song. It's 8 minutes long. Why? What's he saying that he needs 8 minutes to say? And okay, like all respect to like music as a tool of storytelling, as a tool of like, I guess, preserving history. Yeah, but I need you to explain what the significance of the song was to you, or what you thought.
It wasn't significant. That's the thing. It was just like, basically, it was just pointless adulation. Like, you just write a song about somebody just for the sake of writing it. It's like, how many songs were written about Moi in the 80s and like 80s, mainly the 80s actually, when like we were at peak, Moism.
Yeah.
The level of psychopathy was all over the place.
But that was demanded by him, no? In a way, like he kind of demanded the praise songs be made for him. They be broadcast on the news at this time.
But at the same time, don't you think the people who actually saw the first like batch of praise songs and like my way into this like political class is just to make like patronage music, just like pay patronage to this political character, political figure. I hate that song, by the way. In 2017, I would wake up every morning. I would be woken up at 6:30 every morning by that song. Ndani. I fucking hate that. Like, if I had a rifle, ninge shoot your gari, because it was a pickup that had a speaker at the back, and we just drive all around the estate, just playing that song loudly. Hey. Sorry, please, let's not go there. Unanipatia PTSD. But now you see, there's now like music is becoming political patronage, even to the point where county specific, like governor anaandikiwa ngoma. You've noticed that? Like you go to a county, you'll just hear people singing a song. Like people are just writing songs about not even just governor candidates and promoting it. And I don't think they really even believe in these people. The whole point is like, if the candidate wins, if I write the song about this kind and they win, my song is gonna be like, they're gonna play my song at the inauguration. That's my in.
Yeah, that's
my in. That's my in to the like political class. You know, your power. You are adjacent to power. You're feeling good.
But there's like, do you also discount the fact that some people actually believe that these leaders are their jam, and like that they're just expressing their true feeling?
You've got to be.
On the other side of the field. Like, I've met people that feel genuinely like
attached to like political leaders.
Allegiance to political leaders.
They're fucking idiots. And I will say that, like, I don't know. I feel like if you really put that much praise and thought into a politician, maybe I'm just like a cynic, and maybe like there's a whole worldview that I don't know. But I've always felt like politicians they lie to us.
True.
They're like that one ex that treated you like shit constantly, but you always went back to them until you snapped out of it.
Yeah.
But I don't understand why somebody would wake up and just make a song about a politician, especially a politician who hasn't done anything yet. Like, I would understand you making a song about somebody who's dead, who like lifted this country or your village or whatever out of poverty and then brought you into the new world.
But Mama Ngina has no stakes at this point.
He isn't even a politician. Or she isn't a politician in the in the limelight.
Exactly. But like what I got is like it was a praise song for her giving birth to Uhuru, raising Uhuru, taking him to school.
That's so weird. But again, all these political songs are so weird. There's so much, like, I wish you could just go back to the 90s and go through the whole catalog of like Kanu songs. I would love to listen to them and just see how they hold up all these years later.
Yeah.
Because there's a whole backlog, a whole library of songs that are made just praising Kanu the party, Moi the leader. And it's not a Kenyan phenomenon.
Yeah, it's
like
not.
Anywhere there's a strong man, anywhere that the government is led by like a dictator or like a strong man or somebody who's clung on to power for a very long time, there's always music just praising this person for just being there, being alive, leading this country into like the future.
Exactly. Like they use Halle. Okay, like Halle Berry, Halle Berry, and then you have Kaspar Nyovest. Kaspar Nyovest.
Thickums.
Tito Mboweni. You can sing about any politician you want to actually, if like that's your steez, or like they have something that you would want to aspire to.
But always, never in a negative way.
Yeah.
Because they'll throw you in the fucking gulag.
They will, but like if you're like there's this musician, a Kenyan musician called Kelly Brown that used to write praise songs about Moi, and
but then we could do.
He got a state funeral.
Oh.
He got a state
Kelly
funeral.
Brown got a state funeral.
Although he was killed in Germany, and like that case was
I knew
never,
he was based in Germany.
Yeah.
And by the Kelly Brown was like Kenya's first true superstar.
He was.
There's we can do a whole episode on Kelly Brown.
Actually.
But that's for a later date. Sindio?
Stories zingine. Mambo ni mengi, muda ni mchache.
Anyway, tomorrow is inauguration.
Yep.
Sindio? We're getting a whole new government, a whole new president. I'm really looking forward to see how much ass kissing the new presidential musicians are gonna do.
I wanna hear some Kale jams. Kale tunes.
No, you don't. Wanaplaying guitar haraka ni kama wamesiiba and they need to leave. No, Cindy. Like they play the guitar so fast. It's like they stole them. Like we're only here for 3 minutes before the cops show up. Chamge. As somebody who went to high school in the heart of Kalela, and I know what Kas FM is.
Hey, but me, I'm ready. I wanna hear all those jams. I want to see. I don't know. Like you remember the way the choir was performing all Jordan Peele like during the ABC
what do Pigan and those guys are singing? Like the Titanic going down. Like they don't stop playing.
More musical drama. Maybe we'll watch the news a lot more. If
I don't.
Okay, no, I don't.
Kwanza KBC. I'm sorry.
You don't respect KBC as a station. Okay, no, that's
do they respect themselves? And I think
Hafare, that's a good point to end.
Yeah, that's a good point to end.
Thank you so much for sticking around for yet another episode of Breaking Hertz.
Thank you so much, by the again. Like episode 2, we are done. Again, like, share, comment, subscribe. Tell us what you like. More importantly, tell us what you didn't like. Make sure to subscribe, all that good shit. So, catch all the other good company content. The mics are open. The wildcard should be out. I think this will be out for the next episode. But anyway, just catch up, be here, watch all our content. See you guys in the next one.
And tell us what you're listening to as well.
Bye.
Bye.